Hey everybody, and welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today we're going to be showing you how to make homemade pita chips. Cue the music. Alright, well thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate you watching from whatever platform you're joining us from. Like I said, we're making homemade pita chips. Let's drop down here and see what our ingredients are for this. We have got 4 pita breads, we got a half a cup of oil, and we got some sea salt. Let's start making them up. Alright, basically what you want to do, you want to grab your pita chip, you either carry a pair of scissors or a pair of kitchen shears, and you want to just go and snip around the edges of your pita. And you can see that there is 2 layers in there, and we want to just cut this all the way around the circumference until we have 2 pieces of thinner bread. And I'm not going to do all 4 of these on camera, but I will show you how to do the one, and we'll see what it looks like when we're all done here as soon as I get it. Alright, so you got 2 nice round pita breads there, but we want to go ahead. I'm not going to show you on camera, you're not going to waste your time. I'll do these and then we'll transition back to what we're going to do next. Okay, now we have all of them cut, and you can see how there's a rough side and the smooth side. We want to make sure that we have all the rough sides up. And what we're going to do on these rough sides is we are going to get the olive oil on here and give it a little hit of salt. But I don't have a brush. If you got a brush, that's the optimal thing to use on this. I looked in my props department, I cannot find the brush I had. So I'm just going to use a little paper towel here, and I'm just going to dab it right on here. Get a copious amount of sea salt on there, and then we're going to stack the next one right on top of that, and we're going to do the same thing. And again, I'm not going to bore you with going through all 8 of these, so we will do this one and we're going to transfer out, and we'll be back when I'm done and we're ready to cut them. Alright, so we got them all oiled, we got them all salted, everything rough side is up on all, and now what we're going to do, get this on camera, table's a little shaky so we want to be careful. You want to just cut them into wedges. Go 8. You get lots of chips here. Okay, we've got them cut. While you're cutting them, you can put get your oven on to 350. Now I'm just going to put these down, rough side up, single layer on these pans. Get a little bit of overlap, it's not going to hurt anything. Now I've got the oven on 350, I preheated it right before I started cutting. And you want to keep, when these are cooking, you want to keep an eye on them every 5 minutes, check them. The first time I did these, I burned the hell out of them according to the recipe I went off of. So you want to keep an eye on them, move the rack around a little bit so they get equal cooking time. Yep, single layer, but we can overlap a few because I've only got like 3 left. That's the first half. I'll finish up the second half here, and then we're going to throw them in the oven, and we're going to keep an eye on it. 350, every 5 minutes we're going to check, and maybe rotate the pans out on the racks, so they get good cooking time, or they get good cooking, and they cook evenly is what we're looking for. That's what I'm trying to say here. Trying to do 2 things at once. A little bit. Alright, let's get them in the oven. Okay, we've got exactly the same problem I had last time, burning. They were only in for 7 minutes. But I still got some good ones in there too. I'm going to take the good ones out and we'll look over the reasons why I burned. But if you see, they're around the edges. So that might have something to do with the element of my, or the cooking of my oven too. But we'll explain that. We're going to set this up, do a photo shoot. We'll come back and taste them. We'll go away. All right, let's get this tasting part going. This is the best part of the show. Like you can see, little brown. I tasted the worst ones over there, and they don't even taste burnt. They just look bad. But you know, we're so used to having everything packaged and given to us in stores where it's got to look perfect, or in a restaurant where it's got to look perfect. You're at home. If they get a little dark, it ain't gonna kill you. They still taste pretty good. I took the best out of here and I put them in this. I've got about 3 more of these crocks of them on the pan, and about 8 that are just completely black. But let's go ahead and give this a taste, and we'll have an intelligent discussion about why these got brown. All right, there's our chip. I got some hummus here and a little bit of hot sauce. Nice crunch. Sea salt on there is good. It holds up well. You can dip. This hummus is pretty thick, so that's good. But tasty, crunchy, salty. Yeah, this will do just fine. Some of the reasons I think that I have an oven, I got an old Kenmore in my kitchen, and the elements are underneath instead of on the top. And I did move the rack up to the middle, but as you saw, the chips on the edges got the worst of it. I rotated the pans in the halfway through point. I didn't put them on different racks to have them closer or further away from the element. I had it in the middle rack, and I rotated halfway through cooking. I don't understand. The heat is different. There's no convection on it at all. So maybe you can tell me what you think happened. I don't think they're bad. They just don't look good. They're not restaurant quality. They certainly wouldn't be packaged and put in a store. But the great thing about these are that they're not processed. You made them at home, and it was easy, cheaper, heck of a lot cheaper than buying the ones in a bag. So they work just fine. I did, when I was cleaning up, I did notice something too on my pitas. I've got the flax, oat bran, and whole wheat type. They're not white bread. Might have made a difference in why they got burnt. I'm not sure. Something to think about though. Thanks a lot for watching. Homemade pita chips. Leave your answers down in the comments. I'm looking forward to it. Bye-bye.
These rappers don't listen. Well, let me show them something. You hear that beat bumping from the soul kitchen. Now what you fixing up? Good food, soul food, come and pick it up. These rappers don't listen, well let me show them something. You hear that beat bumping from the soul kitchen.